Booking travel through an agency can feel like handing off the hassles to a trusted middleman. They find the fares, issue the tickets and, supposedly, handle the messy bits. But what happens when plans change and that middleman is nowhere to be found? Today's story is a reminder that convenience can come with invisible constraints, and that the rules behind the ticket can turn a small tweak into a costly ordeal. A traveler booked a round-trip ticket through a travel agency that specialized in discounted fares. A minor change was needed, just one extra day at the destination. Simple enough, or so it seemed. The traveler contacted the agency and was told the airline would have to approve the extension because of how the fare was ticketed. The agency promised to handle it and to call back with confirmation. Then the calls stopped. The agency became unreachable, no answers, no follow-ups, and eventually no response at all. With the outbound date approaching, the traveler reached out to the airline directly, expecting them to process the one-day extension. Instead, the airline explained that because the ticket had been issued by a third-party agency, any changes required authorization from that agency. The airline could not reissue the ticket or apply any fare adjustments on its own without that authorization. What compounded the problem were procedural bottlenecks inside the agency and the airline's reliance on legacy processes. Authorizations were handled manually, required supervisor sign-off, and were routed through slow internal channels. By the time the required paperwork or verbal approval finally moved through, if it moved at all, published fares had shifted. What would have been a small change fee turned into a steep fare difference plus penalties. Because the ticket's original rules treated even a single-day extension as a repricing event when not processed promptly. The traveler, effectively stranded between an unreachable agency and an airline that required the agency's sign-off, faced an ultimatum: pay the inflated amount to keep the seat or cancel and lose significant value. The result was an expensive lesson in how rigid ticketing rules, internal delays, and outdated procedures can transform a one-day extension into a major financial hit. There are a few practical takeaways from this kind of situation. Know who actually issued your ticket. If you book through an agency, get the issuing office's name, a direct contact, and a ticket number you can use with the airline. Ask about change and cancellation rules up front. Sometimes the fare class will restrict changes or require the original issuer's approval. Get that in writing or by email. Keep records of every interaction, emails, names of people you spoke to, and timestamps. These become crucial when you need to escalate. If the agency is unresponsive, contact the airline with your ticket number and insist on speaking with a supervisor. Explain the urgency and provide proof that you've attempted to reach the issuer. Use social media and public escalation channels judiciously. Airlines and agencies often prioritize visible complaints. Consider travel insurance or booking directly with the airline for more straightforward control over changes and refunds. Ultimately, the episode underscores a larger point: convenient booking doesn't eliminate the fine print. Agencies and airlines still operate within rules and systems that can be slow or brittle. And those systems often place the passenger in a passive position when timing and communication fail. Planning for the possibility of change and insisting on clear, written confirmation can save you from being caught between two uncooperative parties. Travel should be freeing, not fraught. When handing your ticket over to someone else, make sure you still hold the information and the leverage you'll need if plans shift. That extra bit of vigilance can mean the difference between a small adjustment and a costly surprise.